Alright everybody, it's time to get serious, stop screwing around. I've had several requests over the years for a how-to. I'm not going to do a how-to. I'm just going to do a build in front of you, in front of your faces. And I'm going to do a bolt action scale farmhouse, Russian farmhouse, East European, the Ostfront. And it doesn't look like anything right now, it's just a foam board structure. But from here we're going to build it up with some nice detail. We're going to have some bricks, some wood, some shingles, and yeah, we'll see what we can crack out. The windows will be, oh Jesus, that TV's loud in there. The windows will be printed out. I'm going to print each window out, cut them out, and stick them in there. It sounds like a lot, but it's a really cool technique. You will see. Alright guys, it's late at night, but I really want to talk about bricks. There's a bunch of different ways to do bricks. You can get Hurst Arts molds. You can, there's textured plastic hard, all kinds of things. But for scratch building terrain, usually the best bet is foam. Like carving them out of foam. And being in California, we can't just go buy blue and pink foam anywhere. That stuff is hard to find around here. And when you can find it, it's twice the price that most people are paying for it, where it's readily available. So I'm pretty much stuck with the closest thing I can get is the foam inside foam core. And that's what my bricks are made of. If you can see. And I don't know. I love this technique, but it's a lot of work. It's a little tedious, but first I want to talk about foams. There's this is your typical Elmer's foam. If you go to Michael's, this is what you'll find, or any hobby store. This is usually what you're gonna find. The paper, in order to make bricks out of it, you gotta get the paper off of it. So you have to peel. But check this out. Elmer's is like, it peels it's a lot of work to peel it. You gotta peel it from kind of each corner to get it all. And then once you get as much of the paper off, then you wet this like with I wet a sponge and kind of soak in the paper and let it sit for a minute, and then you roll it off. I think I've talked about this. I feel like I've talked about this. You just roll it off, and it kind of falls off of there, and you're left with bare foam. I think this is Elmer's foam. And then you're ready to go. You just cut the bricks out of it. But the dollar store here where I live has, for $1 a sheet, same size sheets, this cheap brand. I don't know where it's made, but it's a little bit thinner. As you can see, there's the Elmer's on the right, and the cheaper stuff right here. But it cuts just as easily. It actually cuts easier, even with the paper on it, because the paper isn't like this hard cardstock, shiny, glossy stuff. It's like cheap white construction paper, like craft paper, And then to cut it, just like butter, it cuts really easy. And check out the paper. When you peel the paper off, it comes right off really cleanly, and there's some clean foam. And I got a bunch of this stuff, and I never thought it would be that useful until I tried this technique out. And Another thing about the foams is the Elmer's foam. If you look really closely at it, it has a grain. Looks like this piece, the grain is going this way. This. So when you might be able to hear the assholes outside. It's party night. When the grain is going this way, it's easier to draw bricks, the long, horizontal lines. And then when you get to drawing these, your pen will catch in the foam, and you got to be more careful if you're just gonna go drawing bricks out. It's not the best technique to just draw them out. So what I do is, someone's punching my window. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Some fucking dickheads outside. I live near a college and I live near a college, and if you know anything about American colleges, they don't give you a very positive feeling about the future, just to say the least. Beer pong and red hats. If you wear a red hat, chances are, at least in this town, you're an asshole. Anyway, talking about bricks, not pricks, bricks. I think where I left off, I was just talking about the grain that you'll find in this foam, and when you're drawing the bricks with a pen, when you hit the grain or go against the grain, your pen will catch, or your knife or whatever, and you can get some funky look to it. So I just cut the bricks straight out of the foam, and then it doesn't matter which way the grain's going. It's actually kind of cool to make it alternate, because it is you can kind of tell, but after a few steps it doesn't really matter. But anyway, where was I? Alright, cutting the bricks out. I like to cut them out. I use the metric system almost always now. I prefer metric. Millimeters, centimeters. I'm sure you've heard of it. I think most of my audience is not in California. Definitely. Yeah, definitely, George. Not in California, George. Alright, shut up. Here we go. I cut the bricks in 5mm squares, because the foam itself is almost 5. It's a little shy of 5mm with the paper off. And when I cut them at 5, and then once I cut them out, to add a little, I think I've shown this before too, it's a cork covered in some little sand, little rocks and stuff. Oh, excuse me. Now I take each brick one by one and kind of roll it on that, and it gives it a very stony texture. I just do a whole bunch of them. And I think that should be enough to do this little house, and if it's not, I'll just crank out a few more. This took me about, I don't know, 45 minutes watching some documentaries on YouTube, just chilling, making bricks. And I'm going, just up to the windowsill, the bottom of the window, and then from there will be wood, and we'll get to that. Let me think, is there anything else I want to add before I go to bed? You might notice the door is raised, because I'm going to build a nice stone patio. And the roof, you can see there's like these pieces on the inside are kind of just to guide the roof to sit on and stay on. Got to do some adjustments because it's a little too much wiggle for my style, but this is just the basic, starting thing. There's quite a ways to go. I'm exhausted, you can probably tell. Oh yeah, I was going to kind of talk about the roof really quick. you can see this piece in the middle. That's just to line up the pieces that are going to go, you know, from here to here. So I'll have something to glue the shingles to, because that's a whole nother, that'll be cool too. You'll dig the shingles. Alright, so on these pieces that are kind of sticking over, hanging over, that's just to let the glue dry. When you're building these, it's really easy. You can, you know, put it right where you want it. You can cut it now, but sometimes when I'm going, I just glue them in place. And this is pretty dry, so I'll show you. You just boop, trims it right off, and then you have that kind of flat exposed brick. Take your texturizer and texturize it, and it blends in pretty well. I'll go ahead and do this other corner just to show you how it finishes off for a little demonstration. Yeah. Yeah, that's the ticket. See what I'm saying? I think it's a pretty solid technique. Once it's painted up, it looks good. So I'll continue working on this as soon as I can and post up another update to YouTube. Good night. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bleh.